Well, here it is. Superman 64.
Shield quality and everything. Kill this fox with fire.
Okay, so like I said in part 0, well, I don't think I said. Yeah, I did. I actually grew up with this game. That's one thing that me and Doc Lodger don't have something in common. Unlike a lot of people who just pick this game years later because of how notorious it is. Sorry, Teo.
I think this is the American version Pedro is playing, so the European version will probably have
It's not even
language.
German. Usually when it comes to multi-5 stuff, like German and France are the one who gets priority, not Spain.
Okay, Teo, I'm guessing this is the American version. The PAL version will probably
really,
have those.
Pedro? You're going with easy mode?
Don't worry, Jova. I'm going to actually properly do the game in hard mode. I have to if I want to complete the game. And yeah, there's a strength. Okay, so practice mode. Okay, so this is practice mode, and you can go here and check the story and controls. So, oh yeah, Superman 64 also has different displays. The default one is cinema, where it has black bars. Then you have 80, 60, 40, and 20%.
Why?
So now, wait, see, too. Now you can play this game as if it were a Game Boy.
And somehow doing that makes Lex win. Okay, so yeah, let's do the practice mode like this. Aim the green portal for. You mean aim at the green portal first? So there you go, guys. They're actually not rings; they're portals.
Of course.
Okay, why is it that changing the display makes me lose? Aim the green portals first. The yellow gates indicate how many portals you missed. Sure, whatever. Moving on.
Okay.
Man, this screen is definitely Shiroi friendly.
Yes.
I have to ask, who the hell was that option for? Who exactly wants to play? Who exactly wants to play a game with only 20% of his? Anyway, Lex Luthor trapped Lois, Jimmy, and Professor Hamilton in a virtual world. Superman has no choice but to enter this world to rescue his friends.
I'm wondering if that
Take off,
visual key was
land with
made
C, exile with B, break with R, grab with B, throw, punch with A, read the last text with L, resume texts with B.
You know, normally, usually, it's the A button that's used to read text, but they decided, let's do it with the L button instead. Now, for those of you who have played with it, you may know that the N64 controller is a mess.
Yeah. Use freezing breath with up C, use heat vision with left C, use X-ray vision with right C. Yeah, spoilers, right X-ray vision does nothing. I'm not kidding. I have no fucking clue. It's literally like the gems in Sonic's campaign in Sonic 06. The X-ray vision does nothing. I'm not even kidding.
Hey, now, to be fair, the gems in Sonic's campaign in 06 do give him amazing abilities.
Sure. Anyway, yeah, let's actually do this with full screen for now. I'm actually going to do most of the playthrough using the cinema display, because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but whenever I'm doing the game in this display, it feels like the camera is way too close to Superman. Maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me.
Control stick gives the strength.
Yes, maybe it's my eyes playing tricks on me, but I get the feeling display in cinema has the camera more zoomed out. Again, maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me, but I don't know, like it. Yeah, there you go. To destroy the dark shadows, punch them with A, freeze them up with up C, fly through them. Yeah, that's actually the best way.
Or just use heat ray vision.
And there you go. That's super speed. Okay, might as well talk about this. I am playing with infinite health and infinite powers cheats, as well as a cheat that allows me to increase the timer every time I press up on the D-pad. Why? Let's just say this game doesn't play fair, and that's all I'll say. Well, actually, you already saw how somehow changing the display in the cinema somehow made Lex win. I don't even know how that worked.
Okay, I actually forgot because I haven't seen the footage of this game for a very long time, but ideally, during Mission 9, during the fight against Metallo, the X-ray vision should help you find crates.
Let's just say, Teo, that's not how it works out in practice.
Alright, let's see.
Okay, so like I said before, you have to play the game in hard, or as this game calls it, Superman mode, because if you don't, eventually the game will give you a something where, play the hard mode.
With hard mode.
Yeah, basically. All right. If you want to use Ronald Parkinson now.
In short time, your fate will be sealed, Superman.
Go ahead, Jova.
Actually, it's
You will never find your friends in this world.
Then there's no time to waste.
Go ahead.
To see your friends alive, follow the compass, Superman.
Yeah, here's a fun fact.
You for some reason.
Yeah, here's a fun fact. In easy mode, you don't have rings. You just walk towards your destination, which is how the game should have been designed to begin with.
Imagine.
Did Darkseid farted in these? Just
Let the two cars. Alright, so now you have 6 seconds to save these people.
Go, 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 go!
Oh, fuck, you missed.
Yeah.
What people?
It's hard to it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain in words, but let's just say the controls are terrible. Like, you have to constantly flick the analog stick to keep Superman flying straight, because one minor tickle of the analog stick will make him fly way past where you want them to. So my first tip for you when you play this game is get used to how the flying controls work, because yeah, if you don't master the flying controls, you're not getting anywhere in this game. There you go. What you're actually supposed to do is pick up the cars and throw them.
That saves people. Somehow.
Basically, those cars will actually hit women that are carrying their babies carts. Thing is,
car, come on.
Go ahead. You already read this, whatever. Again, what?
Yeah, did we mention that a lot of levels repeat themselves?
No, it's not so much that they repeat themselves, though. It's more so the fact that all of them boil down to just going for the ring. It's not so much that they repeat themselves.
In terms of mechanic.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, what you're saying is that by taking out the rings, we take out a lot of the substance of the game. Also, nice to see that throughout most of the game we'll just be staring at Superman's ass.
And his pointy
okay. Now we're about to get down to business. I see.
To defeat the bad guys.
Yes.
Okay.
So might as well explain something. Normal mode keeps the rings, but it still has that little compass thingy that tells you where to go. Superman mode, on the other hand, removes the compass, which begs the question. Considering how, and trust me, the removal of a compass is a dick move by the developers, because let's just say the more elaborate indoors levels are fucking painful when you don't know what to do. Anyway, yeah, so like everybody already complained, yes, you've all heard this complaint. Superman 64 forces you to go through a shit ton of rings, and it's stupid.
It's the same Pedro on that. Even if a lot of other games did that, like Crash Bandicoot 3 did it with its level Rings of Power not too long after this. So it's not like it was an innovative concept that this one premiered. But this one tarnished it to basically forever. Because every time there's an extensive sequence where your character has to go through rings like that, people get immediate PTSD to this.
Yep.
And for good reason, too, because couple the rings with the terrible controls here, not
the very ungenerous time limit.
Okay, look. For those of you who haven't played the game, trust me, these controls are not nearly as easy as they look. Now, you probably think, oh, well, I'm flying, so these should be like typical air controls, right? No. Unless you're, like, dashing, you're going to essentially just be doing a weird T-posing float, or A pose, as Tio put it. The thing is that you have to be holding down the dash on this, and when you're dashing, you are out of control like a goddamn rocket.
Yeah, the controls are very overly sensitive.
This is why a lot of times it looks like Superman's doing this weird chicken pose. Oh, look, a woman with her baby. How nice.
Yes, Lives.
Can I bring up the music for a second?
Go on.
Okay, the music was done by some random group called Wham. Or I forgot I think it's called Wham. I'm not sure.
Yes,
anyway.
I actually remember them by name, even if I haven't listened much.
Okay, I can sort of maybe understand why they don't use the John Williams theme in this game, because it's based off the animated series, not off the film.
Well, in that case, why not use the Shirley Walker theme? Yeah, why not use the Shirley Walker theme then?
Why don't you use a Shirley Walker theme? Was the game's music budget slashed or something?
I get the.
I insist, the Shirley Walker theme is great. A lot of people consider that as memorable as the John Williams theme.
Anyway,
I mean, Shirley Walker in general constructed amazing music for the DC animated universe.
by the way, that little flash of light that you're seeing, that's not a problem with the emulator, that's how it is in the actual game. Basically, the developers put in a little flash of light between whatever ring is the next one you have to go for. Why do they do that? I'll tell you why in the next part.
For those of you wondering why Superman is flapping his arms, this is how players usually play the game. It's like whenever we are turning, we pretty much take off the dash button, which starts to send him into his normal T/A pose look, where he's just floating slowly, only to have to immediately go back to the dash, because trust me, every second counts in these missions.
So shimmy. Like, look at how many rings are, and this is just the third level in quick succession.
Actually, Tail, the game counts this entire thing as just one level.
I mean, I could sort of maybe understand the rings in the tutorial or something, but all the time is so weird.
Put the police car away from danger. There you go.
Yeah, okay. If you don't set off straight away to grab that police car, you failed.
Yep.
Basically.
Like, and I'm just like, why is this even a factor? If you want to save your friends, solve mine.
Speaking of voice clips, did they actually got back the actors of the animated series?
From what I can tell, it's just reused clips from the animated series, I think.
Wait, really? It doesn't even sound like those voices. That, like, Superman did not sound like Tim Daly.
Well, in that case, I guess
it doesn't sound like Clancy Brown.
Well, in that case, yeah, no, never mind. Jova's right. It's probably just the developers themselves voicing the game.
IMDb tells me something. Well, surprisingly enough, the audio quality seems to be the most consistently pristine thing about this game. It's pretty clear, crystal clear, actually.
The N64 did have a good sound card. So.
But I wouldn't expect a rush job like this to have that. But
destroy the 4 dark shadows. Yeah, you only have 27 seconds. Normally that wouldn't be a problem, but the controls in this game are not particularly great.
Alright, tank controls. Goody.
Anyway, as I was saying, Jova, I don't know. I think if it isn't Dana Delaney voicing Lois in this game, it does that sounds the closest to the actress in this show.
I don't know, so let me check.
IMDb tells me that the cast should ideally be the same as the one of the animated series. Victor Brandt as Professor Emil Hamilton, Clancy Brown as Lex Luthor, Corey Burton as Brainiac, Tim Daly as Superman, Dana Delaney as Lois Lane, Leslie Easterbrook as Mala, Brian James as Parasite, David Kaufman as Jimmy Olsen, and Malcolm McDowell.
Which is mind-boggling because there's absolutely no voice acting whatsoever in this game.
Well, actually, the voice clips of like "There's No Time to Waste."
I'm gonna count that.
Well, it is something. They had, if it's not a recycled clip, they had to hire a person to voice that, Pedro.
Okay. If that is them, then I'll be honest, I could not recognize them because they sound nothing like how they do in the show.
It's like the small voice clips where they questioning stuff like the arcade Asterix game. Someone had to do it.
Sure. Anyway, this is the part. Okay, up until this point, I don't think the level was actually that bad. Much like I'm actually with Dark Lord Charter 1 when it comes to these ring levels. I actually, maybe it's just because I'm good. I'm actually fairly good at handling Superman's flight controls. But I actually don't have much of a problem with the ring levels. In fact, but I have one with this. Use your super breath to blow the freeze tornadoes away. Okay, sounds simple. Here's the problem. You have to be literally, like, right in front of the fucking tornado. Like literally, you have to literally put yourself right on top of the fucking tornado in order for it to work.
You still don't have a time limit.
Tail, you do.
Oh.
It's invisible.
It's invisible. For some reason, Tail, this particular timer is invisible.
Yeah, in case you don't know the story already, this game was not particularly finished.
Nah, you think?
So I've tried looking this game up on behind the voice actors, and I can't find a submission.
Then there's no
for
time
it.
to waste.
Fuck.
Okay,
And yes, every time you...
Do the rakes again.
Yeah, and every time you lose, you have to do the last sequence of rings that you did again.
Okay, from what I remember, if you fail the bit at the end of the rings bit enough times, the game just boots you back to the beginning of that challenge where you can just try the tornadoes again.
Okay. So I guess to be fair, listening to that clip, that does sound like Tim Daly as Superman.
It might
It's
be
just-
a case again where they, like you suggested, they just recycle voice clips from the animated series.
It's just so
Was there a
weird, like-
particular considering how memorable the "There's no time to waste" line is being used? I'm surprised people haven't pointed out if it was present in an episode already.
Again, well, okay, granted, I'm pretty sure Superman says there's no time to waste a lot in the DC animated show, seeing as how time tends to be of the essence. I'm wondering if that's the reason why this game doesn't seem to have a profile on behind the voice actors.
Anyway, yeah. I'm actually really good at these. A lot of people like to complain about the rings, but much like Dark Lord once said, yes, trust me. If you like, the only reason you guys only heard complaints about the rings is because people give up, don't even get to level 2. The rings are actually not even close to being the worst thing about this game. Trust me. Because,
and given how bad they are, let that put things into perspective.
Yes, because like I said, if you can, with time and practice, you can eventually get get used to the way it controls and get through the level for the rings fine enough. Don't get me wrong; they're still technically bullcrap because a lot of times the timer is super duper tight. Oh my fucking god!
Okay, you know what? This is actually genius on Luthor's part. Like, he clearly gets to win even when he eventually loses.
Yeah, he gets to drive Superman insane.
Lex doesn't do anything in this game except win. Again and again and again and again.
Why did he even call it that? Lex wins.
Because he wins, you lose.
It's like, yeah, but like I was saying, the rings, like I said, there are times later, especially on, where they give you like really tight timers to get through the rings. However, with enough practice, you should be able to get through them without too much trouble. Again, however, if you really can't stand and can't get used to the way Superman controls, then yeah, and don't worry, I don't blame you for that. The point is, I'm with Dark 1. I actually have way bigger concerns about this game than the rings themselves, to be honest with you.
So, fun fact...
Let's just save a state so I can retry from here. For the record, developers, this is where you should have saved the checkpoint. Just saying.
Anyway, so fun fact, despite this game being commonly known as Superman 64, its actual name is Superman, the New Superman Adventure.
Yes.
Or the New Superman Adventures.
Since when the Superman... Why the hell does Superman Super Breath have the range of a foot? Like...
It's weird. It's very weird.
Last I checked, Superman Super Breath has very long breath.
It tends to be very inconsistent. Okay, I can imagine what I'm about to say is more for game balancing, but even in the Injustice game, Superman's breath is used as a short range, kind of, combo anywhere.
This is the big like the one said in his review, this is the big problem with Superman games. Developers for some reason are afraid that if they give you access to Superman's powers, then the game will be too easy and it won't work. So instead, yeah, that maybe developers, what you should do is design the game around Superman's ability so that the game is still challenging. You never thought of that, did you?
Like, here's an idea. If you want to have things be a challenge, maybe have it be that a villain is using a red sun radiation thing. I mean, heck, the show did it as well.
It's very easy and it integrates better with the with an upgrade system idea. Have at the beginning, Superman is injected with kryptonite shards, and as the game progresses, he manages to pull away them one by one.
I actually think the Xbox 360 game that Dark reviewed...
the adaptation of Superman Returns?
Yeah, I actually think that one of the least had a better idea. Don't get me wrong, that game is crap too, but I will argue that game had a better idea of how to do it. You have all of access to Superman's powers. Instead, the challenge is not so much in keeping Superman alive, it's more so in keeping the city itself alive. Because every time the city gets damaged, it loses its health meter. So the goal is for you to protect the town, not Superman himself. That's actually a good idea for how to handle a Superman health system.
On paper, but in turns it turns everything into a gigantic escort mission, and I get the idea it cannot work on the long run.
Okay, I do agree though that it's an interesting idea since it does tie into Superman's famous world of cardboard speech essentially as well. That being said, one of the best games that did this, I'd say this, was Superman Shadows of Apocalypse.
Yep.
Which made it that it was essentially
where's the next ring? Hello?
It's hidden underwater like a dick.
Where the hell is the next ring?
I deleted it, Superman.
Oh.
Now you'll never be able to use goddamn.
That's fine.
And there is it.
But yeah, no,
There you go. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the first level.
Superman wins.
Hooray!
Finally, he wins. Isn't that great? That's like Superman 1, Lex Luthor.
By the way, this is one of those games that requires a controller pack. Yeah, for those of you who are not aware, the Superman, this is for, actually it did have memory cards. They were called controller packs, and you had to put them in the control. Anyway, Mala plans to blow up Metropolis' hydroelectric dam and flood the city. Superman must find and design the box before it's too late. Excuse me, this is a cyber dimension. It's not real. Why should we care about Mala blowing up a virtual dam that doesn't actually exist? Why should we care about this?
Pedro, we're operating on the same logic of the Marvel Transformers comic.
I knew you were going to bring that
where
one
Optimus
up.
Prime commits suicide because despite winning against Megatron in a fair fight, he accidentally killed some NPCs and he was too ashamed of that.
Yeah. So... and all of you poor sods who gave up during level 1, you did the right choice, because believe it or not, the actual proper mission levels are even worse than the ring levels.
Okay, so the game I brought up earlier was Superman Shadows of Apocalypse. The way that game explains the fact that enemies can hurt Superman is that basically, Darkseid has sent all his tech to Earth for Lex Luthor and Superman's other villains to use. And Apocalypse tends to be tough for Superman to deal with, so that's at least a good enough explanation.
Yeah, get used to this. For some
reason, the strength of Superman to lift up a cardboard box.
Get used to this. Every single time Superman picks up anything in this game, it explodes for some reason. Notice why I didn't throw the box. The box exploded in my hands.
Like, maybe there might be some food, ammo, health in here. Nope, explosions!
Okay, so basically, I'm turning off super speed because it's kind of annoying how you can't activate super speed at your choice. You're always full of it, which makes things even harder to control. Notice that, see? Basically...
Not to mention it's really easy to run into the wall and clip through it.
Yeah, trust me. Like, and honestly, super speed isn't even all that useful. You can just fly, which is more useful than super speed anyway. So honestly, don't bother. Not to mention, as like Proton J demonstrated in his Let's Play of this game, it's very easy for you to clip for the walls and get stuck and have to restart the level if you do that. So trust me, super speed is not worth it.
I think Proton John was one of the first YouTubers to actually upload a full and complete run of this game.
The problem is that he never got around to completing the Let's Play. See, the thing about it's a very weird Let's Play. He took like 1 to 2 years recording each part, and we have yet to see the ending of that playthrough. But we don't even know if he's alive. Anyway, moving on.
But yeah, no, the game I brought up is Superman Shadows of Apocalypse. Now, this might surprise you, but Superman Shadows of Apocalypse actually uses the gameplay of this game as a base, but get this, it doesn't suck.
So yeah, here's the problem with the maze levels, like Dark Roger 1 calls them. A lot of these levels are more based around puzzles. Here's the problem. the puzzles in this game either make no sense or you have little to no conveyance of how they work. I'm just refreshing I'm trying to refresh maybe I missed something with the controls. The basic point is these levels make no sense, trust me. If you're going to play for this game, make sure you have a guide on hand, because the game is even less comprehensible in Zelda 1. It like a lot of the ways you progress, a lot of the stuff you have to do to progress and not lose are, I'm pretty confident they're impossible to figure out on your own unless like you play this game for days trying every possible little thing you can do.
I think the finale literally takes the cake in how obscure the means of actually beating the game are.
We'll get
this
to
game
that.
came out in 1999.
Yes.
Also, why didn't Luthor Solve My Maze dialogue come up for this level of all things?
That's the thing, Joe. Like,
this actually is a maze.
well, is the thing. When I said maze levels, that's what Dark Lord 1 calls them. In the game itself just calls it the proper names. Like this, in this particular one, it's the Dam. In fact, Joe, even though they say solve my maze, Jova, in the level select screen, they call the ring levels rides. First ride, second ride.
Okay. My point is that this level actually functions like a maze, so wouldn't it have made more sense for Luthor to say solve my maze during a level like this?
I don't know what to tell you,
Instead of
Jova.
the rings level?
But yeah, what you're supposed to do is you are supposed to go into the computer so you can unlock the doors. Thanks for conveying that, game. I mean, I get that you picked up the key card, but the game didn't really make it clear where you can use the key card. For all I knew, you could just use the key card on these doors. I mean, wouldn't that make sense?
If I recall correctly, the reason we're playing a Superman mode is that you gotta play that mode to get the good ending.
No, you have to play this mode to get an ending, period, Jova. If you try to play this on normal mode, the game will at one point cut itself off and just tell you, fuck off and play on the hard mode, dipshit.
This movie really rolls up everything we hate about games in there.
Okay, I'll be Mala. You're too late, Superman. You'll never stop the bombs without the help of the dam workers. And I've hidden them in a secret cage deep underwater. Well, thanks for telling me, Mala. You're a very helpful villain.
But I didn't say where underwater.
If you smash the door with your super strength, they'll drown. Give up. In less than an hour, Metropolis will be underwater.
Oh no, this digital fake version of Metropolis will be
underwater. Again, there's no reason why Superman should...
we just let her get away. Wait, hold on. Where'd she go? Where'd she go?
Don't worry, Jova. We'll still fight her as a boss battle. Just later.
No, but that's the thing. She didn't go for the door. Did she just phase out like a ghost?
I don't know. Maybe, well, considering how the draw distance in this game is so bad, maybe. Okay, time to address that, by the way. The developers try to justify the terrible draw distance of this game by saying that the virtual world is full of kryptonite fog, and the kryptonite fog is the reason why Superman doesn't have infinite access to his powers. Okay, developers, unlike you, I actually know stuff about Superman, so let me explain something to you, Titus. If there really was that much kryptonite fog in this city, it would kill Superman immediately, as well as everybody in here, because kryptonite is radioactive.
No. I mean, don't you see? Superman has been exercising, so now he's a lot more resistance to the fog,
Also, if the bad draw distance is down to kryptonite fog, then what's this then?
Yeah, exactly. What is, like some comment Johnny said, then what do you call this, Titus? Kryptonite darkness?
Again. They would have been better off suggesting that it's red fog.
So yeah, in order to open these doors, you have to go underwater to get a key card that automatically opens them. Obviously, right? So, where should I put my electronic key card that opens up the doors of the dam? I know, I'm gonna throw it into the pool. Like...
You know what's sad about the kryptonite fog? They could have literally have gotten away by saying, oh, it's actually magic fog, because magic is also something Superman is susceptible to.
Why not just call it virtual fog? I mean, it's a virtual cyber dimension that he created. He can put anything in here. There you go. You have the perfect justification.
I wonder if they thought saying it's kryptonite fog would make it seem all the more in tune with Superman.
I guess.
But in reality, it...
Alright, now you have to turn on this valve, which drains all the water. That's the main problem with these levels. The only reason I know this is because I've already played this, I've checked stuff, I've seen people play, because, trust me, trying to play this game on your own as a kid, me, is absolutely miserable, because these levels make no sense.
Okay, give it to me straight, Pedro. As a kid, were you able to persevere?
As a kid, I was only able to get as far as level 3.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you know, I'll give you credit. You went further than most kids did. Still,
I also do wonder if it's probably a guaranteed because of its development, but I wonder how much of the stuff that was cut out, because I distinctly remember in the magazine that I saw advertising for this.
Taylor, you can be this guy. Also, that head.
Ah!
Jesus Christ!
Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Don't worry. I can actually put
the bombs. Someone set up as the bomb.
Yeah, basically. Don't worry. If I remember correctly, I can press L to repeat the text.
What's up with that?
Go ahead, Teo.
Thank goodness you're here, Superman. That mad woman has placed a bomb in each turbine.
Oh right, I forgot. Sorry, Teo. I forgot. That's not me. For some reason, the text really goes real fast. Sorry.
Don't worry.
Wait. So the text goes automatic. Damn.
Man, this game finds always new ways to be Shiri friendly.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so the point is there's bombs in the turbine rooms and we have to take care of them.
Why did the text show up when the guy wasn't even?
Because I can press because that's one of the features of the game, Joe. I can press L to review the last bit of text that was set to me.
Okay, that's nice, you know, in case you need a hint.
Also, again, I don't know how much.
You see what I mean about? Let me give me just a moment. You see what I mean about playing the game with full screen display? It's like I'm constantly way too close to Superman. Like, again, maybe it's my eyes playing tricks on me, but when I use the display cinema aspect ratio, it does look to me like I can at the very least, you know, zoom out. But you'll see for yourself later. Go on.
I forgot, was there a review? I remember distinctly a review, maybe it was Donkey Kong 64, that had the potentially widescreen support.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Yeah. But anyway, the market, I remember distinctly in the marketing that I saw in the publicity in the magazine, that I saw back in the day, there was a screenshot of Superman fighting a giant insect, a bug of some kind.
Yes.
But I don't remember if that happens in this game or
No,
not.
it does not. The developers themselves have confirmed too that there was a shit ton of cut content. One of the big reasons for that is because, and this is actually one of those things where I will definitely cut the developer some slack, Warner Brothers made development of this game a nightmare for Titus, because Warner Brothers would constantly, according to Eric Kahn, Warner Brothers would constantly throw in new mandates on a regular basis. First of all, the reason Superman is in this virtual world is because they didn't want Superman punching anybody. They also
Which is absolutely ludicrous if you've watched the show, but I digress.
Yes. Also, Tank.
Okay, the reason that WB got on this game's case was, well, there's no sugarcoating it. It was sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, I did not have the project because Titus was a company not founded.
So you saved the workers. No matter. Oh, now you give me time to read, you stupid game? You still have to solve the rest of my puzzles, or the bombs will tear the dam apart. I don't know exactly why I'm bothering to do this. I thought the whole point of us putting you here was so we can kill you. That's what the comic told us, but apparently now we also have this. Yeah, you started to see what I mean. You started to see what I mean about how the game.
Solving puzzles, and then she starts fighting us. Which is it? Do you want us to solve your puzzles? Or
oh my god!
I will solve the puzzle, but he is rearranging your face.
That's because, and trust me, this is not the emulator. Trust me, when you play the game even on the N64, the game slows down all the time. The base code of this game is garbage.
But don't you see? It makes it look like a dramatic slow-mo.
There you go. Okay, you're starting to see what I mean. The comic, it's like the game completely ignores what was established in the comic. According to the comic, the villains trapped Superman in here so they can easily kill him.
Hold on, where'd she go?
I defeated her, and she blinked out of existence when I beat her.
Oh, it was hard to tell you, Peter, because there's no health bar or anything.
No, there is not. Sorry. Yeah, you starting to see what I mean. I thought the comic told us that the villains trapped Superman in here so they can easily kill him. But now for some reason Mala's having this plan where she wants to build up, to blow up this dam, even though that will not... How will that benefit her in any way? Why does she even bother doing any of this?
If I were to really give this game a stretch, maybe it's that she wants to show her intellectual superiority to him as one of the last remaining Kryptonians.
Or this is a remnant of a stage of the game where it was
And yes,
the real world.
let me just explain that too. And yes, every time something explodes, Superman falls to the ground like an idiot. The doors to the generators are opened.
I know that in the animated series Superman had been nerfed a bit, but not to this extent.
No.
No.
Yeah.
And even still, the big payoff by the end of Justice League Unlimited is that it shows that he always has been as powerful as comic Superman, but he's constantly holding back because, you know, Superman doesn't
I know that I'm
get lethal.
I know that I'm figuring out this level. I know that I'm making it look easy, but trust me, again, try to put yourself in the position of a kid playing this in the late 90s with no internet, no guide to help you. Trust me, it's not quite as apparent as I'm making it seem.
If I recall correctly, there was also a PlayStation version of this game.
Yes, yes. I'll show it off later. There was a prototype that was leaked, but it was cancelled. We'll talk about that history later. The point is, okay, so we have to disarm the bombs. How do you disarm the bombs? Simple. You use your freeze breath, because somehow the freeze breath disarms the bomb. Well, okay, no. In Metal Gear Solid 2, you use coolant because they even explain that the bombs function based on heat. So if you freeze them,
maybe it's the same mechanism.
I guess, but when I look at those bombs, they look like they're just sticks of dynamite. I mean.
Well, you see, we froze the fuse, so.
And yes, like the Roger one specified, you have to keep using your freeze breath until the bomb falls to the ground. That's when you know it's harmless now. Fortunately, the game gives you a good enough amount of time to do that. So the timer on. Okay. Now you have to go to the bomb on the other side, basically. And yeah, see, even walking causes the game to slow down. This game is just.
Jesus.
You know what's the fun part about this too? In the ring levels. It's the opposite. In the ring levels sometimes there'll be a slowdown, but then immediately after that slowdown, the game speeds.
And that contributes to not being able to, properly steer well.
Yep. And there you go. Superman wins. Thank you, Superman.
Thank you, Superman.
Okay, so Superman won, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Whenever people are standing still, it looks like they're constantly humping the air.
And we finished the dam. I wonder what the next level is. I guess we'll have to see in the next part, everybody.
See ya.
Yeah.